For tomorrow's game against the Broncos. He injured his ankle Sunday against the Titans. It'll be the first missed game due to injury of Taylor's career. So hurts the ankle, and it's a short week, so cannot get back for a game in Denver on Thursday. Two teams really needing this one at this point, especially the Colts at 1-2-1. Broncos coming in at 2-2. Jamie Eisenberg is here. Jamie, I mean, this is a guy who went #1 in most leagues this year. What are you doing if you have Jonathan Taylor right now?
Well, I think you hopefully have Nyheim Hines on your roster. It's not a very pretty situation because a lot of fantasy managers already on Tuesday night when waivers run, we're trying to replace Javonte Williams and Cordell Patterson, two star running backs who have been out. So if your waivers run on Wednesday, the thing that you want to look for is Tyler Algier for the Falcons, I think is going to be. That's what we saw in their first preseason game, Chris. When they rested Jonathan Taylor against Buffalo, they let Hines operate as the normal traditional running back. We know he's usually more of a scat back and air back, as our buddy Pete Prisco likes to say. So they give him that opportunity. But Deion Jackson, and what is an interesting storyline that we'll be developing tomorrow night, Phillip Lindsay's on their practice squad. Lindsay used to play for the Broncos. He's a Denver native. He never left Denver when he went to college to the pros initially, when he was an undrafted free agent out of Denver. So he could be the lead running back. Again, I think Hines will lead the team in touches. He'd be my favorite Colts replacement option, somebody that you use as a flex. But really, the Colts have struggled to run the ball with the best running back, arguably, in football. It's hard to say that any of these replacement options are going to be good.
Yeah, what is going on with Jonathan Taylor this year? Certainly, we'd love to see him on the field, but so far, he has not lived up to his #1 status.
No, by far. And one of the biggest assets for Jonathan Taylor was his offensive line, and it's just been absolutely brutal so far. So with Ryan struggling to take over the starting quarterback job, with the offensive line really letting everybody down, and the lack of real weapons, Michael Pittman really can't do things by himself. So it's not a pretty situation right now for the replacements, because if Jonathan Taylor's not getting the job done, these guys are probably going to suffer. The thing that makes Hines a little bit more attractive is his role in the passing game. He'll catch the ball in the backfield. He'll try to get the ball out quick out of Matt Ryan's hands. So I think, again, he's a flex in PPR, but certainly not a must-start option, given that the Broncos' run defense has been fantastic this season.
And with the Colts not having maybe the best running back in all of football in this game, you would think maybe the game plan changes a little bit as well. How might that affect things with the pass catchers for the Colts and Matt Ryan?
I think you just look at the options here, it's just not pretty. So Michael Pittman's been a star. He's had one huge game, one good game, and then he missed a game due to a thigh injury. So he's got to get going. He'll be the guy that they'll lean on probably the most in the passing game, but he's probably going to see a lot of Patrick Surtain on the other side, who's been a very good lockdown corner so far. So he's a start no matter what. Alec Pierce has had a couple of good games now, the rookie out of Cincinnati. Maybe he starts to pick up some things a little bit more. Their tight ends have been playing well the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago was Delaney Woods catching 2 touchdowns. Last week was Molly Cox catching 6 passes. So they'll use those guys more in the passing game, but you're not starting those guys yet until you see one guy sort of separate from the other. And Matt Ryan at this point is hands off. This Broncos pass defense, has locked down every opposing quarterback that they faced. They held Derek Carr to 11 fantasy points last week in that matchup against the Raiders.
Feels like it could be another 11-10 final in a Broncos game.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think the Broncos offense might have turned the corner a little bit.
Think so?
I mean, Russell Wilson's running a little bit more. Using the legs, like you said, 46 yards rushing the last 2 weeks. So he's hopefully going to build off that. But this Colts defense, we'll see if they show up. No Shaq Leonard as well on the other side, so the Colts are really beat up.
All right, that's Jamie Eisenberg here. No Jonathan Taylor on the short week for the Indianapolis Colts with an ankle injury that he suffered on Sunday. Jamie can be heard on the Fantasy Football Today podcasts. You can also watch it live here on HQ weekdays at noon Eastern.